listeners, and welcome to another episode of the Doomloop Dispatch, the news show that covers the worst parts of the San Francisco Bay Area. I'm Kevin L. Jones, and with me whenever possible is...
Scott Miller.
There he is. All righty. Well, we had a wonderful Father's Day, and now it's back to get into the grime. And I think we're going to kick off by showing some slimy propaganda from our good buddy Sam Singer, the man who I will always say this because I do believe it's true that he would have done PR for Hitler if he got the opportunity.
Yeah, he's an amoral son of a bitch.
Yeah, it's true, man. He does not care.
He has no morals.
So he sent off this crazy video of a car on fire trying to show like, oh no, everything's bad in Oakland. This is the chaos going on. We need people to take care of. Or need to take care and take over Oakland. It's out of control. But we all know that's not the case.
Well, I mean, like, I just said this thing on Twitter about this, like, consensual nuisance. Like, you're a nuisance, right? But it's consensual. Like, you're a nuisance, but it's consensual. Right, it's not like private citizens are like getting their cars set on fire. It's not as if like private citizens are getting their cars stolen and made these donut vehicles. Like these guys are actually, they're nuisances, but they're consensual. They're absolutely consensual. Everybody who's there wants to be there. There's no crime going on, but it's nuisance, and I think that maybe nuisance laws should be applied. But as far as calling these things a crime, they're not crimes until the right wing wants them to be. Yep. The minute that Oakland says that, like sideshows are a crime, they're a crime. But then Oakland can say sideshows are not a crime, and it gets forgotten entirely, right? Like so. I mean, but I think there's a deeper story here because you shared it from Henry K. Lee, right? Mm-hmm. That was KTVU, and the thing is that the person who got the most traction for the story was Sam Singer, right? And
yes.
and Sam Singer works for. I mean, you can actually look this up. Sam Singer works for the Oakland Police Officers Association. He also is Garry Tan's publicist.
Yep.
Like the guy who actually is the architect behind the AstroTurf network. He is his publicist, right? Sam Singer also has a weird affiliation with this account we call East Oakland Dad. He has a very weird affiliation with them where they are attacking the Oakland Observer, which has always been hypercritical of the tactics of Sam Singer. They report Sam Singer truthfully. And so like there is a discrediting campaign that clearly is it's clearly Sam Singer paying this person to do this thing. There's no way we can prove this, but why else would you do it? Like, what exactly would be your investment otherwise, right? I'm seeking the truth. Well, there's a lot of people who seek the truth for. Why just this guy, right? You know, like so. I mean, like a lot of that is going on, and I think that it ties into a much larger narrative, right? And we're about to get into that because the issue, the real issue is, in my estimation, if we'd allowed Empower Oakland and Lauren Taylor, who are both backed by Coinbase, which we now know from the presidential parade, exactly what Coinbase's investment is in the fascism, right? Like Coinbase is deeply invested in the fascism. Also, Coinbase was deeply invested in Empower Oakland. Right, so we can only imagine what would have happened if we'd allowed Coinbase to be our funders, and if we had allowed like Coinbase, the ones who actually were the primary funders of this military parade, if we allowed these guys to influence our elections, I mean, it's mind blowing. It's mind blowing. But because they lost the elections, it brings us to our story.
Yeah, about Frontier Valley, right? Again, we got to say about sideshows. They look bad, right? You know,
they stink. They stink. They really
they stink. But it's a cultural party, you know? It's cultural thing.
Well, the way I feel about it is, like I say, I mean, I feel as if it's a nuisance.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you guys okay. So
it's loud, you know.
It's loud. It stinks. Burning rubber. Burning gas. Like I'm not really a fan of sideshows, right? I'm not like, hey, there's a sideshow. Let me go check it out. Not a fan. Like, but that's my maybe that's just my aesthetic preference.
Yeah.
But as far as the law is concerned, they're just nuisances.
Yeah.
They're like fucking litterers. They're nuisances. Like, and the thing
or
is,
setting off fireworks in the middle.
Yeah, setting off fireworks. But setting off fireworks, you're a fucking nuisance. You're just a nuisance, right? You're young, you're dumb, you know what the fuck you're doing. Like, why don't you go home and play some video games? Chill the fuck out. But the thing is like you're into cars and you're into like, that's what you do. But I don't think it's a crime.
Yeah.
But it is a nuisance though.
Yeah.
So, but the thing is that the right wing and white nationalists have a tendency of elevating it because it's black and brown kids doing it.
Yep.
And so they elevate it into crime when it's convenient. And then when it's not convenient, it all goes away. It's like it didn't happen at all. And so here we are once again in this fucking cycle with Sam Singer, where he's decided he's going to start defining sideshows as crimes again, right? But the minute it stops being convenient, he'll stop doing it. And like it's just like we go through this ridiculous cycle with this moron. And the thing is like we all are supposed to like be as moronic as Sam Singer. It's hard to be as moronic as Sam Singer. No, really, like how you always seeking the common denominator with evil. You are always evil and you're always dumb.
Exactly.
Oh,
totally.
okay. Anyway,
so now what came out today, and Gil Duran just put out a great story about how there's now a group pushing to start a AI tech. How would I put it? AI. But it's a company town basically.
It's network state town,
yeah, and it's a network state town. Exactly, it's network state related. But even though, and Gil pointed this out, that the Chronicle won't say the word network state. They'll cover it, but they won't say network state for some reason. That's kind of weird.
It's very weird.
It's very weird. But they want Trump to call an emergency so they can take over a former. I believe it's either Air Force or actually, or it might just be Navy, but it's an air base.
I think.
It is a naval base. Yeah, that would make much more sense, especially for the area. But it's actually, if you go out to Alameda, it's kind of cool. It's like that area is now it's like all breweries and furniture places and stuff, But they want to take it over to turn it into like a fascist AI factory. And they have this weirdo pushing it with the biggest. I swear, out of all the tech guys, he probably has the biggest forehead I've ever seen.
Him and PVC are in competition for that shit.
Yeah, it's pretty hilarious. But yeah, they just put out a big video today. There he is, talking it up about how we're out of time. China's closing in and everything's got to be us against China, us against some kind of other. That's why we need to give these guys all the money and leeway they want because they're going to save us, which I've never believed that. I've never believed a man with that kind of forehead would save anybody.
Man.
But it's that scam. It's California Forever up in Solano. It's that same thing where they want to get land that they can do whatever they want with and make their creepy ass anti-government cities. They want to make Galt's Gulch. If you've ever read Atlas Shrugged, they want to make Galt's Gulch and make their a city that they can do whatever they want and nothing's holding them back. And of course, that's when all this innovation will come out and everything else. They're going to take down AI. And again, if you do any research, the company town has been a thing for centuries and it's never worked out or at least a century,
Well, I mean, I think that like the layers of this is very interesting to me because the thing is that Empower Oakland was like we were talking about earlier, was backed by Coinbase, right? Garry Tan and Elon Musk contributed to the recalls of Pamela Price and Shing Tao, right? Like they actually did. And so like these guys are already heavily invested in Oakland and Alameda County for some reason, to such a degree that the dog with a bone about it.
Yeah.
Right. Like that's the thing that's so creepy to me right? Is the thing is, it's like, no, you guys tried this. Coinbase is Empower Oakland.
Yes.
Right. It literally is. Like Coinbase invested in the mailers for Empower Oakland. Right. Like this is true. This is true. The founders of Coinbase are involved. Then you take a look and you see, why is David Sachs and Elon Musk investing money into the J.J. Smith, Omar Ward, like anti-harm reduction campaign? But it's right there. We see it. And then just today, Garry Tan and Elon Musk shared a stage at his startup camp, whatever the fuck that is.
Oh, that is a Y Combinator. Yeah,
and it was a Y Combinator like startup camp, and him and Elon are sitting there like looking at each other, and I'm like, well, how come we can't act as if they know each other? We know it. We know they know each other, and we know that they're spending money to do something to Oakland, and the question is why? And then all of a sudden, this guy was like, you know what? We would like to make a slave labor camp.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
That's what we want Donald Trump to declare an emergency in Alameda County so we can take over federal lands and make an unregulated, unlicensed, above the law city.
Yeah.
That's what they just did. That's what they just did. Like, you know, so they're appealing to Trump to actually, because they still need the black labor, the black and brown labor. They still need the land. They need the land and the black and brown labor, and they intend to plunder both.
Yep.
Right. So to me, that's the thing that I think is just so, it's fascinating, actually, because the truth of the matter is like, well, why does it have to be here? Why does it have to be us? Like is there not any place else you can do this? It's more amenable to your ideas. But clearly, we're not amenable to your ideas.
Yeah.
We voted against them, and yet here you are. Like, you know, still trying to do it, like as if anybody wants you here. Nobody wants you here. No. It's been said resoundingly. So I just think it's very interesting to me that this thing is happening in Alameda. The guy wants it to happen in Alameda. It feels as if, in a lot of ways, the hill they want to take, but they can't. And it feels in a lot of ways like, you know, just a bunch of like fucking dick wagging. Anyway, let's move on to the next thing.
Oh, yeah. Well, I just want to point out, yeah, I mean, because to me, though, too, it's very interesting because they're trying a new tactic that California Forever up in Solano County couldn't do. You know, while they just bought up as much farmland as they could. And even though people are like, this is kind of what is going on here, you know, these guys are straight up like, let's just get it all in one shot and just make it all ours and screw regulations, screw trying to appeal to the locals. I mean, that's the whole thing, too. That guy that James what's his name? James Ingallinera.
Yeah, that guy.
Ingallinera. He
I think it's an Ingallinera.
Yeah,
there's an I in there.
Yeah. But I mean, he's a upfront Trump supporter.
First one. The rest of these guys have been hiding. This guy is not hiding at all.
Yeah. He's finally saying, I'm out with it. I'm wondering, I think if you look at the tweet too, it was kind of, he could see the writing on the wall, you know?
Yep.
But yeah, I think this is like they can't convince the local politicians, so they are the local populace, and so they basically now are going to just try to take it by force. You know.
Well, now, here's the thing: that Peter Thiel actually said this like almost 10 years ago, right? Like I can't give a direct quote, but anybody can go and look it up. It's actually out there in the world. Where he actually said, like, we have to figure out a way to get around democracy.
Yeah.
And he said we can get around democracy through technological means. He actually said that. Right? So that's exactly what we're experiencing right now. It's like these guys trying to get around technology and get around democracy through technological means. Right? Yeah. That's exactly what we're seeing. And it's not like, and that's the thing, these idiots have always fucking advertised their plans. It's not like they haven't. Like, you guys go, we're gonna go left. And then everybody's like, they're not going to go left. I heard maybe left is the way they're going to go. I don't know. And then, oh my God, they went left. What are we going to do? We should have planned for this.
Totally. Especially with people like Rufo is like, see, I'm doing this. Doesn't matter what I'm saying or what I'm fighting. I'm just trying to rile up the base. And you're like, is anyone else reading this? Like,
Yeah,
why do people still buy his shit?
He's doing this. He's actually saying it. I'm gonna throw this rock. Is it a rock? Will he really throw it? Is that a hand that's holding the rock? Or let's discuss the hand holding the so-called rock. I mean, like, that's what we do with these guys.
True.
Oh my God, he threw the rock.
Who could have seen this coming?
Oh my God, we could have prepared for this.
Exactly. That's the worst part, too.
That's the worst part, man. It's crazy. Part.
We're like, you were seeing this. Why are you going along with this?
Yeah, no, he's totally about to throw that rock. You fucking radical.
We all saw it. Why did you?
and then people get mad at you. Like, no, he's not really throwing the rock. We're not talking about the rock right now. We're talking about the hand that's holding the rock, which might not be a rock at all. Like, oh, no, it's a rock. He's about to throw it.
We see it. Look,
we see it right here. He's about to throw the rock.
And it's true. And it's also, too, that you're so right. It's like their desires are right out there. They don't want any kind of government. They don't want anybody in their way. That's why Teal was a huge supporter of crypto, like one of the first guys to be on it. That's why he's all for these like company towns that are run by techies. Yeah, he literally said too, what was it? Democracy infringes on my rights.
Yeah, but also he doesn't want women to vote anymore. And that's the thing, because you know what? Those bitches are fucking up his plans. That's how he feels. He's like, man, all I want to do is just have my patriarchy back, like my full ass patriarchy. And these bitches, like he's just the most suck guy. But we're doing news. I'm not here to make opinion. Yeah,
I'm with you, man. I'm with you. But yeah, and so that brings us to the next story too, because Tan himself got denied. He wanted to push on Marjan Filler. Onto the California Police Commission, or the San Francisco Police Commission, which is an important board. I mean, they do what they can to keep the cops in line, and that's literally why they got rid of a commissioner too. That's why they got rid of Max Oberstone, Carter Oberstone. He was a young guy. He wasn't even that in there for that long. He was appointed by Mayor Breed, who isn't, Mrs. Leftist at all. And they still pushed him out because they were still not meeting. He still didn't meet the police standards, basically. And let's be real about that. This is about what the police want, and they don't want anybody critical of them on it. But yeah, another L.
I love a Garry Tan L. I do. They're my favorites. They're the best L's. They're the best L's. I mean, because they come in packages. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to wait for your L's. Like, you get them 3 or 4 at a time, which is great. Like when Garry sends you some L's, man, it's just like, wow, these are nice L's.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like a birthday it's like presents on your birthday.
I don't. As far as what Garry Tan is doing, I mean, like, I've been thinking about it a lot, because it's just like his tactics aren't really like sticking the way they used to. Like we're going to talk to somebody about the recalls. We've already talked about it to a greater extent. But the thing is, though, is like you pretty much like fucked things up for the San Francisco Unified School District. You pretty much fucked it up. You helped break the system. And then the thing was, your lie you told to yourself was you're going to be able to make these network state charter schools, and those network state charter schools are going to be able to take over that overflow of brokenness. Like you were going to have the schools, you're going to have the teachers, you're going to have the districts. So when you broke this thing and all the students are out there with no place to go, you're going to have these institutions in place that were going to catch them. Where the fuck are those institutions?
Yeah.
I mean, like, where are they? Wasn't that the proposal? Wasn't that the fucking proposal? It's confusing to me.
Yeah, and it's also just a long line of techies thinking they can do things better than the government, and they actually can't. So I was just listening to a podcast discussing Bill Gates. Remember his education initiative?
Yeah.
And ended up spending $575 million on trying to, revamp education. And actually, to be honest of it, like half of that was supplied by school districts. So that really sucks because, you should have put the whole bill.
Right.
But they found, and literally he hired the Rand Corporation to do a report on it. And the report found that it absolutely failed to do what he set out to do and actually made things worse, especially for low income students. It was about testing, assessments, but it just made things worse. And that's techies in this case, in their desire to disrupt, still never think about people. They still never think about their human impact. They're only thinking about outcomes in terms of data, outcome. Like they're not seeing the real people. And that's why I think these guys keep losing. And I think Frontier Valley is going to lose out too. Yeah. I mean, maybe they'll get something. I think what could happen is maybe Trump will give him the land possibly, but I'd be shocked and nothing, something actually comes of it. If you see it building,
I got some word from some people who were like geologists and surveyors of that land. The reason why nobody puts anything in that land is because it's already contaminated. It's got asbestos. It was a chemical dump for Chevron for a while there. It's really a poison part of Alameda. It really is. It's like it's not safe. Yeah. And so it's and the other thing is it because it's so close to the water. Like that's the reason why there's no buildings there now, because like the sediment is not strong enough to maintain buildings. This guy's talking about he's going to build this gigantic mall in a place where people couldn't even build a little like strip mall. Right? Like the land itself is not sustainable that way. You can't, one is poison, and two, it can't hold the weight of what he's proposing.
Yeah.
Right. But I think that's not really what the plan is. I think the plan is to try to take over all federalized land in Oakland and the Bay Area. Let's not forget they're doing the same thing at the Presidio right now.
Yes.
Right. So the thing is like the real fight is like, you're trying to get Trump to come over here and take over federal property so you can make these little like MAGA communities, right? And the other thing that drives me crazy, okay, what the fuck is a freedom city when freedom is slavery? I mean, what the fuck is that? Are you really going to move to slavery city? Like, so like, should we go and rewrite the Bowie song?
Yeah.
I'm out to slavery city. I
mean, don't lean on me, man.
I ain't got time to check it. I'm out to slavery city.
That's great. Yeah. Well, and yeah, I think a big part of it too is since it's coastal land. I think that's another thing too. That's why they're so against CEQA, anything, and the Coastal Commission, because they want to build on our coast, no matter how dangerous it is, no matter how they're disappearing, because I mean, you see the same thing in Florida. They're building all in areas like, talk to any geologist about if they would buy a condo in Miami. And I'll tell you right now, it's a big no. It's just all going to wash away.
This is the craziest part to me, man, about this whole, I mean, I'm trying not to get too engaged in the abundance narrative.
Yeah.
But how can you talk abundance when everybody's getting ready to go broke? I don't understand how that's supposed to work. Like everybody's about to go broke. Like everybody. Property values are going to go down. Food's going to go up. Like, this guy, like, one thing he's bad at is managing money. We know that. And we are going to have to be broke, like a lot of people. So, I mean, why are you talking to me about like affordable housing? Like, motherfucker, you should be talking to me about shelters. And mutual aid, and where can I get a loaf of bread? Like let me know now, because like people are about to like really go broke. It's going to be. I mean, I think it's not going to be as bad as maybe. I'm a naysayer. I'm a doomsayer a lot. But
yeah, no, I'm with you. It's scaring the shit out of me. That's for sure. I mean, they are screwing around with this economy, and it's not good. But is abundance at all about a social safety net? No, it's just more neoliberal. trickle down, you know.
Yeah, it's just bullshit. It's just bullshit. Like, you know, so I mean, like I think that like one of the things that's happening with me as far as what the news cycle is, and this is the thing that's really weird, because what we have a tendency of doing is we have a tendency of like taking breaking shit, right? Like our whole thing is like taking breaking news, but right now news isn't really breaking.
Yep.
Right. Okay. Perfect example. Like this thing with Trump's fucking parade. Right. It's been this very slow trickle of news. Right. Like we were waiting for some kind of grandiose lie to come forth where he's going to be like look at these images, and it just didn't happen. He was off True Social for 2 days after the right. So it was this trickle. We really couldn't pounce on it because he understood that if we pounced on it. And the same thing is also true with the No Kings rallies, right? Like it was trickling in this entire time, and ultimately it's not like No Kings were actually making demands; they were just making a statement, right? So what are we supposed to do as people who are like, you know, supposed to be reporting on that, right? They made their statement. Like, what are we supposed to add to that? Right. But I think that like one of the things that's being buried is this thing that, you know, a couple people got murdered. You know what I mean? A couple people got run over by cars. A lot of people got shot, you know, and it's all been them. And like, I don't know how we can tell that story as like, you know, from our position.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I mean? I mean, it's really hard to do. I mean, like we have covered everything that's going on in fucking Oakland right now.
Yeah.
We've covered everything that's happening in Berkeley today, right now, right? But what do we do? How are we supposed to negotiate like this little like we are fact checking second by second, and it's really hard to actually come to a full picture, because second by second the story just keeps changing.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and also too, I mean, you're seeing it more and more that newspapers and legacy media are sticking to a narrative and not necessarily ever challenging that narrative. You know,
exactly. I mean,
it started with Israel and that conflict. You're seeing now finally they're getting away from the passive voice. You know,
yeah, exactly.
Like Israelis killed, Gazans died. You know,
right?
That
exactly.
kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, but the thing is, you can't cover that lie up forever, right?
Yep.
But the thing is that our job is to actually like talk about the day to day on the ground, boots to the ground people. That's our thing, and boots to the ground, like, you know, news. And what they did was they took off all the boots. We can't see what the fuck is going on right now.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, like all of a sudden, it's no longer anti-ICE protest. Is No Kings. I'm not mad about that necessarily, but I live in California. I live in Oakland, and I would like to know what California and Oakland are doing. I appreciate all 50 states doing the thing, but like, how are me and Kevin going to do our jobs if you motherfuckers are over there talking about Boise? We can't do our jobs, man. Like, you know, that's one of the things. Kind of a frustrated outcome.
Yeah. Well, but because what do they want to do? They want to highlight the good protesters, you know?
Yeah, exactly. We don't care about them.
Yeah, no, I care about the people that are standing up to the ICE, you know, pushing back LAPD, you know.
Yes, sir.
That's what I want, you know.
That's what I want, you know. But I appreciate the numbers, you know. So, but I mean, like, we have to do this because it really is something that's important to people. It's important to us. It keeps us focused.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna go on. So why don't you finish your thought?
No, you just go ahead, man. I trust you.
Cool. Well, I was just gonna say, and it's so funny too, because you know, one person that was very critical and was asking everyone, please be safe. Please, when you protest, you know, do it nicely. The cops are your friends, that kind of thing. Was Daniel Lurie. You know, he couldn't be more disconnected from his city of San Francisco, a major sanctuary city.
He dressed like a cop. He absolutely dressed like a cop. He actually got an embroidered fucking cop jacket on. Tell me, let's try to keep it safe. Or me, Daniel Lurie, your mayor, as a cop, I will come and get you. He's a fucking cop.
Totally. It was like when what's his name, the governor of Florida, while he would like dress up as like Mr. Emergency Man, you know, when there's like a hurricane or something with the white rubber boots. It's like so playing a role, you know,
just like,
especially for Lurie, who has never had a job. He is the ultimate spoiled brat, like the ultimate silver spoon, never done anything. He probably thinks this is what a politician does, you know?
Well, but and I would say he's mostly right for San Francisco.
Okay.
But like my feeling is as far as San Francisco politics right now, they're far gone. They have to. They really do have to like this whole concept of moderate. Like Daniel Lurie is praising Coinbase coming back to San Francisco, just as Coinbase is sponsoring the parade. So it's like, no, dude, like you're actually with MAGA. Like, why are you calling yourself anything other than that? I don't even understand what you're doing with that. I mean, it doesn't make sense. You can say, welcome back, sponsors of Trump.
Yeah.
And then the largest protest in American history, as far as the records are showing, is happening, and you're just like a cop and be like, you guys better not get all uppity. Like that was your position?
Yeah.
Like, you're a fucking MAGA. Get the fuck out of here.
Well, he's so weak. Like, he's so clearly, you know, if you're one of your buddies, if you're in his class, if you're in the upper class, he'll just bend over and do what you want. Hey, let's keep cars off Market Street, except for Uber and ride shares. Give us that, okay? Or hey, you know, this nonprofit about parks, the Parks Alliance, they did something bad. Why don't you shut them down? Shut them down. Like, it's literally the minute they complain, so that's why it's been so surprising that Philor did not get on to the commission, because seems like, I mean, what did Lurie, one of the first things he did after hearing complaints was get rid of Max Connor Oberstone from the police commission. Right. And now, you know, he's actually like, this is the first time I've ever seen him kind of like, no, okay, maybe not. But then again, I guess actually this is more Mandelman, so it's actually more on the board of supervisors.
That's more Mandelman, but I also think that a lot of people understand when Garry Tan says jump, you don't have to say how high.
Yeah,
like I think a lot of people are coming to that realization, and hopefully that'll become a trend.
Yeah,
because like that guy's kind of like a toxic element, like, you know. So like if people are starting to understand, like Garry, he claims he has these numbers, but maybe he doesn't. Right. The same thing happened with Senator Scott. Like, they claim they have these numbers, but maybe they don't. Right. Let's test the theory. Like, these people are actually like showing up saying that they have these numbers, but have we ever actually tested the theory that they have them? Yeah. I don't think that Garry Tan actually has those numbers. I don't think Senator Scott has those numbers. I don't think Sam Singer has those numbers. Not in the Bay Area. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I think more and more media outlets need to test that theory. I think they should.
Because he's clearly losing. There's things that they lose, you know. They lost in the last San Francisco. They didn't get Prop D. They weren't able to just like slash commissions and stuff, you know. They lost to Barbara Lee. I mean, they're losing now, and I think people are figuring out, just because they might be a source of a bunch of money and maybe like, you know, opponent money, they can still do what they want to do and do the right thing and not kowtow to what Garry Tan wants.
But also, if money could actually win elections, why was Elon tampering with our election?
Yeah.
If money alone could do it, why are you tampering with our elections? I don't think money alone can do it. Like clearly for Oakland as a sample size, money alone can't do it. Right? San Francisco, they succumbed, and San Jose did, but like, no, money alone, it's got to be something else. Because if it wasn't, then Elon will be over here saying, like, you're ungrateful because I helped you win the election. That wasn't that money alone did not make him say that.
Yeah, especially he still hasn't really donated a lot of it, right? He's still
really hasn't. He really hasn't. Like, that money was pledge money. He's never given that money.
That sounds about right. But yeah, no, and look at Peter Thiel, another great example.
Yep.
I mean, look at like the campaign for Blake Masters. I mean, he threw in just as much money as he did for him as he did with JD Vance.
Yep.
And JD Vance was a record-breaking amount. No other candidate has gotten that much from a single donor.
Yep.
But Peter Thiel, I mean, he might have one big win, but he's got a lot of big losses too.
Right. That's
and
true.
It's because You know, they'll give you all the money in the world, but they want exactly what they want from it. You know, like I just had a DJ gig, and it was a real rich guy, and he had sent me a playlist saying like, hey, I want you to play this kind of stuff. And I was like, okay. So I make a playlist of this kind of stuff, but the stuff I'm into, you know, like I think kind of meets that. I start playing. He's like, no, this isn't right. Where's that playlist? And it was like, okay, so I guess I'm literally plugging in my phone and just playing his playlist because that's what he wants.
Which is so much easier.
Exactly. It's like, why am I even here?
Yeah, you
could have done this.
I just put this shit on shuffle and walk away.
Exactly. But that's the thing. It's like they're so driven by what they want that they don't even care. I mean, they'll care about the outcome if it embarrasses them, but all that matters is they get what they want, you know?
Well, I mean, I don't know how we're going to figure it out, man. I mean, we're going to have a short episode this, but I don't know how we're going to figure it out, but we are ultimately smarter than them. And I can't figure out, like, these people can't think their way out of a wet paper bag. How come we are not beating these idiots? Like these people who really they're ahistorical. They don't really understand like cause and effect, right? Like there's this thing that really is this crazy thing where, like, if you present them with evidence that actually like sets into their implicit bias, they won't even bother to look it up to confirm it.
Yep.
Right. They
like
won't
a
even...
Fox News viewer.
Yeah, exactly. Like you go, oh well, that's a cow. Okay, well I guess that's a cow, and you just do that. Like you're idiots. How come I can't tell you it's a cow?
Yeah,
I want to tell you it's a cow. You know what I mean? Let me tell you it's a cow too, because in that way it's a fair fight. Like it's a cow. Look, that's a cow. That's a leftist cow. Yeah. Like, you know, how come I can't do that?
That was literally the last years of my parents' lives, where I would literally in a fight with Fox News, basically. And I would have to be like, I am a journalist who know these people. Like I literally knew the ex-president of news of Fox News. I'm telling you. And they would be like, still like, well, but the Fox News people, Greg Gutfield told me this. And it's just like, I am your son. Like, you can't listen to that. I know. Being the son of Republicans, that's what happens, you know. But I did want to make one thing about the Lurie thing though, because they're pushing his budget and is making some massive cuts. Like they need to make up 800 million in cuts. Now, some stuff it makes sense. Apparently, there's like 1,400 positions that haven't been filled, you know. But sadly, also too, they're cutting important grants, $100 million in grants that go to all these really important things. Yeah. And they're doing that in Oakland too, right? They're trying to push for that. And but yeah, it's gonna truly hurt the safety net, and we're gonna see, especially like KQED actually had a great post about how it was like the city programs that the city budget paid for that really did keep down homelessness from spiking. And that is literally what he's going for first. Like that is literally what he's cut. That's going to get the biggest cuts, about almost 84 million in cuts. And this is the stuff that keeps people off the street. And then what does he want to do on top of that? He wants to make RVs basically illegal to park.
That's the big one.
That's going to hurt. That's going to just make the homeless problem so much worse. We're at a point now that our homeless problem cannot be fixed with punishment. It cannot be fixed with cruelty, but that's the only way they want to do it. Yeah. It just doesn't end, you know.
Well, I mean, I think about it because my mom is a social worker. My mother was a social worker most of her life, and we were in say sub-rural, like or almost rural West Virginia, and my mom worked at this place called the Rehab Center when I was a kid. It was like a couple of blocks away from me, so I used to go with my dad to go and pick up my mom. This place called the Rehab. That's what it was called. And basically, you could be a person in any kind of distress, whether it was alcoholism or mental issues or just like being hard on your luck. right? And the rehab center was there to rehabilitate you.
Yeah.
It was this little place in between, like, say, prison and social work, where you could actually volunteer and they would take care of you. Reagan killed those programs.
Of course.
Right? Like the first so-called DEI purge in my lifetime was my mom lost that job. My mom lost that job. She'd been working that job for like maybe 15 years at that point. And my mom lost that job because like Reagan got rid of these programs that were actually supposed to bring support to the homeless people, the potentially homeless people, addicted people, like people who were having developmental issues. Like there was a time when people could go into a place that was almost like a school, like a gymnasium school dormitory.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best. It was like the YMCA for people in crisis. It was like that's the best way I can describe it. Like it was like free services, all those things. And Reagan destroyed it. And none of these rich motherfuckers are even thinking about a way to bring it back. But I remember it. It was there. That's a real thing that really used to exist. Right? Rehab centers.
Yeah.
Right? Like that used to really, really exist. And so I don't give a fuck really what Lurie is doing, or Garry Tan, or David Sachs, or Elon Musk, or like I don't really care, because like, you know, you guys, if you're not trying to bring that back, which is the thing you called the good old days. Yep. But the good old days is when we were taking care of people in these rehab centers.
Yeah.
That was the good old days. You didn't see homeless people when they were rehab centers. Like you saw productive members of society because we would rehab you.
Yeah.
We would make sure you ate okay. We would make sure you got your food together, your clothing, if you're capable of getting education, if you needed medication. This thing was called a rehab center. We would come and rehab you, make you productive citizens again as a country. And these rich motherfuckers are acting as if these things never existed and they don't want them back.
Yeah.
Like it's just the craziest shit to me.
Yeah. Or they think the church should take it over.
Yeah, but
only religious institutions should be doing this kind of work.
And that's ridiculous to me. It's insane. Yeah. We used to have that.
Completely agree.
We used to have it.
Yeah, but that's because they want, you know, religion more, especially Christianity here in America, more ingrained in our society, have us almost dependent on it, you know. And the thing about these programs too, especially for like Salvation Army and stuff like that, a big part of why you a part of how you get your help is also getting into following a higher power, you know. Signing up, you know, that's a huge part, especially in terms of the rehab, you know. Depend on a higher power. And
that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because rehabilitation as a concept, I think, is something that we like, you know, abandoned. So I mean, like, you know, but you know, good men of conscience, like, you remember this, you know what I mean? So I don't really know. Like, we're here to report things. We're not really here to analyze. So.
Yeah, totally. And then, but I did want to point out too. There's a great story in 48 Hills about the Lurie budget as well for San Francisco that focuses on how they're slashing funding for the Department of Police Accountability, which is really important. I mean, San Francisco, the SFPD, and we're talking decades of a bad reputation. Decades, you know, like literally, like I could bring up things like Fajita Gate. I could bring up Alex Nieto. I could bring up, oh man, the guy they let the first public defender in San Francisco actually kill an old woman for her money. They let it happen. They knew it was going to happen, and they let it happen. That is how bad San Francisco police are. So, you know, and then just look who they're working with now. But seriously, people, read up on what they're going to allow San Francisco police to do, because it's not good, and you're going to see this over and over again. Any kind of police accountability, and I'm sorry, you know, you can believe in a need for police. You can believe in, like, I care about public safety and I want criminals to be caught. Sure, fine, I can respect that, but you have to have accountability for bad cops. You can't let another writer situation happen, because even though, and that's the thing, you talk to people Like I'll talk to people all the time about the rioters because it's truly like one of the worst stains on this area's history.
But the thing is, though, is that LA still has like something like 15 gangs.
Yes,
the LA Sheriff's Department has something like 15 gangs, and so you
gangs,
have to,
gangs, people.
And you have to expect that Oakland's got a handful of gangs too, like gangs, right? Like this is the thing we don't talk about because we shouldn't be talking about.
Yeah,
but yeah, there's gangs out there. Like honestly, got gangs,
and it's like, I mean, just making sure people. I mean, 'cause especially too, bad cops will turn on you. You might think they're doing your job. You might have called them to get some help, but guess what? You say the wrong thing. You say something. They do something you don't like, and you call them out on it. They're coming after you.
My thing is around. I must say is that no, they always act surprised when it happens to them, but it always happens to them.
Totally.
Like the thing is like oh, the cop let me slide because I'm black and a Trump supporter. That shit doesn't happen, bruh. That shit does not happen.
Never.
You're wearing the red hat and you're getting your ass beat by the cop. Congratulations, you just owned yourself twice.
Exactly.
Anyways.
Exactly. Or Mexican immigrants. I'm one of the good immigrants. I came in here. I don't do any crimes. So what, man?
Dude. Yeah. We told you. We told you. They're gonna get you.
Yeah.
They're gonna get you. Anyway. All right, we got to close this one off, man. Yeah, okay.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Yeah, I would just say, and also make sure to read up on, and I'll link this as well because I do think it's very important that they did a follow-up on. So remember, the school recalls happened because of they were going after Lowell's admission policy. Basically, they said, hey, this is illegal, which it was. You can't have a system where people come in on merit. It has to be lottery. It's literally state law. But, they fought off Lowell. There's just this like Lowell high school fan club that doesn't want, others, I mean, literally it's so elitist and gross. And the worst part is the elitists are shameless. They don't care. I mean, look at the people that were involved with it. Diane Yap was involved with defending this disgusting admissions policy.
And she's like, no, Diane Yap is an anti-black operative for the Manhattan Institute. Let's be very clear about who she is. Yeah. She is there to play model minority to turn white people and Asian people away from black solidarity. That's what she's there for. She's a tool. She's a tool. Anyway,
and real quick, greatest example of how racist and awful she is that she basically called black people that first came to this country farm equipment, the equivalent of farm equipment. That's how she talks about people.
Yes,
she is that disgusting. And they all defended this terrible, terrible admissions policy. And it turns out now it was for naught. Because guess what? All the people that came in with the lottery system didn't affect the outcomes, didn't affect the data, did not bring down the school numbers really at all, like barely. They came out just fine. But yet, because of the evil campaign to fight these admissions, this lottery system, those kids are stigmatized. Well, known as the lot.
My thing is that race science was debunked centuries ago. You can't bring that shit back. Mm-hmm. Those children are not going to be affected. I grew up in a situation where they were like, no, that race science shit is bullshit. No, black kids are not going to be affected by this because that race science shit is bullshit. There is not one black parent in the modern world who doesn't dismiss it like immediately.
Good.
Right? Like it's just the facts. It's just the fact. This is for white people primarily, right? And white adjacent people. They want to believe that. So like they say it, but like, no, like, look around. Barack Obama, do you think that Barack Obama or fucking LeBron James or fucking like the Kendrick Lamar or hidden figures, like there's so many people who've disproved the white supremacy myth of race science. And these motherfuckers keep bringing up race science as if it's a thing. It's not. It has been dismissed. Yeah. You're on some Scopes trial shit. You're on some Ghost Trial shit. Get the fuck out of here.
Exactly. Like Dianetics, like you can put a new name on it, whatever you want but it's still bullshit.
That race science has been disproven and has been for centuries. So like
you even go back to Booker T. Washington, Frederick Douglass. Geniuses, you know?
Well, not just that, but it's crazy to me because and I'm gonna stop talking. But it's crazy to me because at first it was that black people were physically and mentally inferior. Yeah. Right. Then they had to come up with John Henry. And now, blacks were not physically inferior. Like they might even be like equal to us. And then like you had like W.E. Du Bois get the Harvard degree. Okay, maybe there's singular blacks. Maybe there's singular blacks who can do it. But then you had like the NFL, what happened, NFL and NBA, and Joe Louis, and then Muhammad Ali. Okay. Maybe physically there's something going on there, maybe physically. And that's what these guys froze up, right? But then you get your Toni Morrisons and you get your fucking Barack Obamas and you get your Thurgood Marshalls. You get these intellectually, politically active and people with acumen and understanding and education. Intellectually, maybe too. Maybe intellectually too. And that's why we're stuck here.
Yep.
We are totally stuck here because white supremacy has no place else to go with their race science. And so we're having to fucking go this regressive path. Well, they can't count. Motherfucker, what are you saying? Of course we can count.
Totally. Yeah, exactly. They'll find other way. Oh, yeah. Or they're just naturally violent. I'm sorry. I see white people way more violent.
Like, no, really. Like, you guys just, like, you have to fall back on these things that are actually easily disproven because race science is a bunk. It just doesn't. It just doesn't exist. The Diane Yaps and the Garry Tans and the fucking Christopher Rufos. Race science does not exist. It's been debunked several times over the last 200 years. And I'm supposed to get into another argument with you about something that's been debunked over centuries because you brought it up. You know what? I don't think black people can use a fork. Oh, let me show you. I'm using a fork. I'm using 2 forks. I'm supposed to do that with you forever? Yeah. Black people can't use forks. We can. And so there's a whole campaign and a bunch of black people and posters using forks because Christopher Rufo said that black people couldn't use forks.
Totally.
We have a TV show now. It's called Black People with Forks because Christopher Rufo said that black people can't use forks.
Exactly.
I'm not doing that, man.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
But you see this over and over again, right? It's like, the strategy used, it worked. Why don't we just try it again? Well, that was a great episode. Please make sure to come on, read all the links that I linked to. There's a lot going on. Keep yourself informed. Make sure you have all the details. We tried to get as much as we can, but you guys got to take responsibility and inform yourself.
And let us know. Let us know if there's anything you want us to talk about, anything you want to dig into. We have a network now, and we will dig into it. Let us know. Let us know if you want us to talk about something.
Yes, literally, I check Patreon messages all the time. If you are a Patreon, and please support us, we could use all the help you get. I will absolutely get back to people. I'm trying to do another Berkeley episode, especially to get on some stuff with the homeless issues and stuff like that. But if you ask, we will do what we can to do something. So
right on.
So that's it. Follow us on all the socials, support our Patreon. Until next episode.
Keep fighting that good fight.
Awesome.